Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Haley. If I sound congested, it's because I am. I'm actually feeling better today and I feel like I'm gonna lose my voice. So I woke up today and I was like, okay, I'm feeling better, but I feel like I'm gonna lose my voice soon. So I better film this video. This is my yearly favorites specifically for drugstore. I feel like this was the year of drugstore for me. I tried so much drugstore makeup this year and had a lot of favorites, most of which were not in my favorites last year, which is cool. I'm also going to be doing a high end, and I'm also going to be doing one specifically for lipsticks. And then I think I'm going to do another separate video just about like my favorite reds, because I just did this whole series, 20 days of red lippies for the holidays. And a few people had asked if I would like rank them, which I think would be super fun. So that is also going to be its own video. I'm not totally sure the order yet of everything. So we're going to start with this drugstore one, and I am really excited. I used all the products today. I filmed little clips of me putting them on and everything. Hopefully it all worked out well. I'm still learning this new camera, but I think I maybe have it. So let me know if you think that this quality is a little bit better. I put it on manual mode and changed the white balance, so hopefully that fixed some things. I was like trying to fix it in post with my last couple videos. Anyway, I'm wearing my Disneyland Spirit jersey. You can't even tell because I was in Disneyland just a couple weeks ago. I have my Disneyland mug here, which I'm very excited about. It's full of orange juice. And I'm ready to talk about some drugstore makeup. The first thing I wanted to mention, now I've only had this for a couple of months, but I know it's a favorite for the year already. It is the Neutrogena New Daily Facial Moisturizer with Multivitamin Complex. This is awesome because it is so lightweight, but it's not a gel. It's a very simple kind of moisturizer, but it does a really good job, and I feel like that's perfect under makeup. I'd been looking for the perfect moisturizer under makeup for a long time, and I finally feel like I found it with this one because it just doesn't have any fragrance. It has a lot of good ingredients in it. It works really well with makeup, and you get a lot of product actually. You know, you get 3.4 fluid ounces with this, so it's lasting me a long time. I've been using this for a few months, but this is a really, really great one to prep the skin. This next one, I can't find anywhere. I think I accidentally left it in our hotel at Disney because I really can't find it. We've been home for like over a week and I can't find it. It is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So I have talked about this one a lot this year, and I really, really like it. I used to think that it broke me out, but I've actually come to find it was something else that was breaking me out. This does everything that people say it does. I mean, there's a reason why it's such a viral product. It really helps makeup just kind of grip to your base, and it helps the longevity of the makeup. It doesn't break me out, like I said. Will say that I prefer the travel size because it has a little squeezy tube instead of a pump, because when I use the full size with the pump, it pumps out too much, but with the squeezy tube I can apply just as much as I want, and I feel like because I'm not wasting that excess product, it actually ends up lasting me the same amount of time. I don't think it's much cheaper than the, full size, but I just feel like it's a little bit less wasteful that way, and I really like it. So big fan of that this year. Another e.l.f. product I have been loving is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I have used this so much. I think it works pretty much just as well as the original Poreless Putty Primer. What I like about this is it's a little bit faster and it's a little bit less messy. So like what I did today, I will just squeeze it out into my T-zone and then just quickly blend it. And so when I'm in a hurry, this is the one I go for instead of the one in the pot, because I just feel like it's a lot faster. It really helps fill in my pores. I think it helps with the longevity of the makeup, so I really, really have loved this year as well. I have a lot of primers, you guys, buckle up. Also used this one today. This is the Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. This is shade 01. I've also used 00. I feel like both of them work. This one is so beautiful. It adds just a little bit of glow. If you know that you're using a foundation that is maybe a little bit more matte or maybe a little bit more of a natural finish and you want to add just a little bit of glow, This is perfect. I love that it applies so easily because it comes out of the sponge, and I'll just kind of wipe it on and then I'll blend it out with, you know, a beauty sponge, and it just looks beautiful. So I have loved this one for a little bit more of a subtle glow. Now I had to choose which one I was going to use today. So this is the other one that I have loved this year. Very different. It also adds a glow. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Highlighter. You guys, if you used the Becca, oh my gosh, I took way too much. That's the only thing, is a lot comes out of here. If you used the Becca backlight priming filter back in the day, this is like almost an exact dupe of that. It even has a strong scent like that one did, different scent, but this is just gorgeous. I mean, if you have a very matte foundation, this one looks beautiful underneath. I love using this one with the Estee Lauder Double Wear is a perfect example of a good foundation with that one, but it just adds this beautiful glow. Like, it is glowy, and it definitely comes through your foundation. I wouldn't wear it on its own because I feel like it'd be kind of Tin Man, but it is beautiful, and it does give like this almost filtered kind of look to your face, which is why I say it really looks a lot like that Becca Backlight Priming Filter, which I used to love as well. So big fan of that. If you have been heartbroken over the Becca product being no longer available, this one is also just as good, and it's from the drugstore. Now the foundation that I use today, this has been the most surprising foundation of the year for me. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. I have it in shade N1. I have recommended this to so many people this year. I have a lot of teachers that will like ask me, hey, what do you use for foundation? And most of the foundations that I love are high end. And of course we're teachers, right? And I know, like, you know, I usually ask them, do you want one from the drugstore or do you want one that's high end? And sometimes they'll say I want one that's high end, but most of the time they'll say drugstore. This one is so beautiful, and they have so many shades. That's what I love about it. It totally surprised me because I thought it was going to be a glowier. I had never tried it before they came out with this new one with a pump, and it is a very natural finish kind of foundation. And what I love about this one is when you first put it on, you're like, all right, it looks okay. As the day goes on, this one looks better and better. I don't know how it does it. Like, it starts to warm up to the face and it just really ends up looking like skin, but it still gives you good coverage. So I have recommended this to so many people this year because it's so good. And I have not said that about a drugstore foundation ever. So I have loved this one this year. Brow pencils, I have two. One was in my favorites last year because it's just always a favorite. It's the CoverGirl Microfine Brow Pencil. I love this. This is so quick. You can really just fill in the brows quickly, kind of blend it with the spoolie and move on. But another one that I've really been loving the last couple of months is actually the Maybelline Express Brow. This is so pigmented, so in some ways it can almost be too much. When I want to do my makeup quickly, I go with the CoverGirl because this one, in my opinion, takes a few more steps, but it does look really nice. This is so pigmented that when you fill it in, you're like, whoa, this is too much. But there's something magical about this spoolie. It is the best spoolie I've ever used, which is not something I've ever said about a spoolie. You comb it through and it just really blends the product out and looks really pretty. And then if I want it to look just a little bit more perfected, I'll take a sponge. This is my favorite sponge of the year, by the way. It's always my favorite sponge. It's the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. And I'll just kind of go around the edges to blend the edges out, not to have harsh lines. And it looks great. So I have really, really been enjoying this brow pencil as well, but it does take a few more steps. Okay, I have two concealers this year. The first one I do not have with me right now because I decluttered it in an empty, but that's okay. It is the Revolution IRL Filter Finish, I think is what it's called, concealer. And that one is a little more full coverage. It looks really pretty under the eyes. I do have to say that I have to make sure that like my under eye base is prepped well with that one and that I use the right setting powder, or else it can start to look creasy. But I actually really loved that one as like a liquid highlight for highlighting the outer perimeters of the face, which I have loved doing for years. And usually I'll just take whatever concealer I have on hand and do it. But that one actually worked really well because it has good coverage. And so it worked really well for that purpose as well. Now the one I used the most for under the eyes is the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. This is gorgeous. It has a lot of hydration. It has a fair amount of coverage, not the most amount of coverage, but it does have some coverage, and it doesn't get super creasy under the eyes. I've really liked this one this year, and I moved away from it a couple times, and then I always went back to this because I just liked it so much. So this would definitely be my favorite under eye concealer of the year. Eyeshadow palettes, again, something I have not always gone to the drugstore for, but I actually found a favorite this year, and it was the ColourPop Deja Brew palette. You can find this at Target. I was surprised at how much I reached for this because it gives such a beautiful look every time. I mean, it's really easy. My only wish is that it had a light matte shade in here, which it doesn't really. This one has some glitter in it. So that would be my only gripe, but that's my gripe with a lot of palettes. The mattes in here blend really, really well. They're very buttery, very pigmented. The shimmers in here are gorgeous. These metallics are like almost their Super Shock type. When I have brought this with me when I knew I just wanted like really quick, easy eye looks this year. And I was surprised because it's the first ColourPop palette that I actually really, really like. So really happy with this one. Another eyeshadow type product from the drugstore. Again, I reviewed these kind of recently, but in the last 2 months I've used these so much and I love them so much. It's the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Kelsey Ballerini Liquid Glitters. These are so pretty. I have 3 of the shades. I have, gosh, I can't even remember what they are. I have 1, 4, and 2. I know one is like Nashville Dream, one is Glitter Up, and the other one is, I can't remember, but they all look nice. My favorite is definitely number 1, which is Glitter Up, which you can see me using in the clip. But the other 2 are also really pretty. If you want more of like a taupey bronzy, this one in number 4 is just gorgeous, so pretty. And then in number 2, this one's a little bit more pinky. They're all supposed to be pinky, by the way, but this is kind of a little more pinky than the other one, more of a mauve-y undertone. These are just so, so pretty. And when I wore these the last couple of months, I get compliments almost every time, and people ask me like, what is on your eyes? So these are awesome. I am sad that they're limited edition. I hope that they do more collabs with people so that they keep the formula going. More orange juice. Okay, an eyeliner favorite. I have loved the J-Cat Rockin' Glitz this year. This is their Diamond Dazzle liquid liner in the shade Tuxedo Mask. They have these in like a glitter formula in different colors, but they also have this in a matte black. This is their matte black one. And I do have to say, it's a brush tip. It is not the most pigmented right off the bat. You definitely have to go over your line a few times, but once you do, you can build it up to be really, really black, and it lasts so well throughout the day. I mean, I've worn this like a 12-hour day and it doesn't budge. This is so good and nobody talks about it. Like I said, it does take a little more work because it's not as pigmented right off the bat, but you can get it there fairly quickly. And just with the longevity of it, the bang for your buck that you get with this, it is so good. I feel like J-Cat in general is a very like overlooked brand. Super good. Okay, this has been another one that I've been using the last couple of months, but I have to put it in my yearly favorites because I'm now using it every day. It's the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Base Coat. So it comes in this white tube. I like this better than the actual Sky High mascara. I have used this with so many different mascaras and it looks so pretty. It really helps prime the lashes. It is a black primer, so I feel like that really helps things. You don't have to cover up that white coat that most primers do have, and it works so well. So well. It doesn't budge. It looks beautiful with so many different mascaras. I am so happy that I found this in the last couple of months. But then for actual mascara, this one would have to be my favorite. It's the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions Mascara. I have a whole video testing this out. I will say that it can clump up and look like you only have like 3 lashes. So I would only use like 2 coats. I would not go more than that. But when you use this, it lasts so well throughout the day. It does not smudge. I have full on like sobbed crying with this and it does not move. It is amazing. So I understand why some people don't like it because it can clump up, but if you get just the right amount, that Goldilocks effect with it, it is such a good mascara, and I have reached for this over and over and over again. It's the only mascara I'm really using right now in conjunction with that Sky High primer. Okay, my camera died, so I had to take a little break, but I'm back. Oh, this next one. the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand, their contour. I have tried so many contour wands this year, and this one is my absolute favorite. It blends so well into the skin. I love the tone of it because it really is like a true contour shade. I literally have to force myself to stop using this one because it's so good and it's so affordable from the drugstore. So I have just been loving this one this year. I probably will continue to love it into 2024 because it's just so good. If you haven't tried this, it's amazing. Bronzer. This is one that I'm pretty sure was in my last year's favorites too, but I really didn't have another drugstore bronzer that I used more than this one this year. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. I love this so much because it is the same formula as their powder foundation, and so it has a lot of coverage, and this is the shade 200 Fair. It is a really nice bronzy tone for fair skin, and I love that you can use a foundation like the one I use today, right? It's more of a natural coverage foundation, but adding this to the sides of the cheeks really helps to add just a little bit of coverage to the face while also warming it up. So I don't have a drugstore one I've used more than this one. I continue to use this one throughout this year as well. Highlighters. I had two. The ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Lunch Money. This one can be finicky, but it is so pretty on the skin. To me, you have to use this in just the right way. So I take this with my finger and I will tap it on the high points of the cheeks, and then I'll blend it in with a beauty sponge, and that's what works best for me, but it does catch the light really beautifully, but that's the way I have to use it. Literally, if I try any other way, it doesn't work super well, but this one is really nice, and I really have used a lot of it up. You can kind of move the product around and see that I've hit pan already because it's really good. I like it, and you can find it at Target. Now, this is another one that I've had to force myself to stop using since I bought it. It's the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is one that I've heard about for years and years, but never tried until this year because Essence has only been sold fairly recently on the Big Island. This is so pretty. On fair skin, it looks like it's going to be too dark, but once you do put it on the skin, it's kind of just a really pretty, the one on the top there, a really pretty, almost like flesh colored shade, champagne-y type of shade, depending on your skin tone, obviously, that just adds a really beautiful glow to the skin. So I have reached for this so much this year, especially if you use a brush that is actually a little bit more dense. It's the one I used today, and it just, you can see it right here. It just really, it can be very subtle or it can really pack a punch. That's what I like about it. Okay, I actually have a lash glue favorite this year, and I've been dying to talk about this since I bought it. Maybe I did put this in a favorites video. I can't remember, but sorry, there's a bunch of gunk on it. It is the Duo Active Clear Lash Glue. So this, it's interesting marketing because they want you to be able to use this like if you were running or working out and your lashes would actually stay on. I don't know how much I'm using lashes while I'm running or working out. I probably would take lashes off first, but you know, to each his own. I will say though that because it's made for that, it really works. I mean, I put this in at the beginning of the day, and as long as I have cut my lashes properly, because my eyes are really small, so most lash strips are too long for me. If I make sure that I cut those and then I put this on, it lasts all day. I mean, 12 plus hours. It's amazing. I will say if you go longer than that, I think I've mentioned this before, my eyelids get a little bit heavy feeling, but they're not irritated necessarily. It's just like a heavy feeling. So I don't totally know what that's about, but for the most part, I really love this lash glue. I've been recommending it to so many people because it's just so good. It's pricey though. It's expensive for a drugstore lash glue, but it works really well. And for me, lash glue lasts a very long time, so it'll be worth the money in the end. I do have two sets of lashes that I want to talk about that I don't actually have with me right now because I've been sick. My plan was to go to the store and buy new ones, but I just don't think it's happening right now. So I'm just going to mention them. I have loved the Kiss So Wispy lashes in the pixie style this year. They're really pretty. They're very like fluttery, full lashes for a more glam look. And then for a more everyday look that still looks really pretty and just adds a little bit of oomph to your eyes, I've loved I think it's called the Kiss My Lashes But Better in Bare Affair. Those are gorgeous, and I have gotten so many compliments when I wear those lashes. So those ones are just amazing in general. So those are the two lashes that I've really been loving. Today I put on, and I really like these, but I haven't been using them long enough to put it into yearly favorites, the Ardell 422 Naked Lashes. As you can tell, I cut them in half, and I'll use the shorter side for just the ends of my lashes to add just a little bit of like dimension and a little something extra to my eyes for more of an everyday kind of look. So I've loved doing that recently too, but I wouldn't say it's like a yearly favorites, but I figured I'd mention it. All right, everyone, I think that is everything. Perfect timing because I feel like I need to go and get some rest now, but I'm glad that I got to film this for you guys. I feel like a human actually, you know, getting myself together today. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Let me know down below, what have been your drugstore favorites this year? I am always looking out for new drugstore favorites. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will subscribe and give it a like. It really does help out my channel. And if you're already subscribed, I hope you hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you guys. Bye.